self-care, cleansing, routines, things I do, practices. I'll show you. We're starting off today with a lavender sea salt scrub. I like to do this once a week just to have that physical cleansing of any attached energies, limiting beliefs, self-sabotage, down to evil eye, down to actual negative things attached to you. Salt scrub once a week. By fire, by smoke, and with this sage, I charge myself. Naga Moon. I unite my third eye with supreme spirituality, unite my heart with divine love and compassion, unite my womb and the bottoms of my feet to spiritually align myself, to step out in promise, purpose, and faith. Unite my hands so that everything I touch turns sacred. I unite my throat with sacred communication. Pussy. This is my pussy journal. I use this package as an offering specific to Pussy Princess. It doesn't stick with that brand. I change it up. I light this incense to offer Pussy Princess. Light this candle to invoke the energies of Pussy Princess. It just takes forever. Spread that pussy juice. Pussy, my princess. Pleasure, abundance, and fertile flows. Delicious nerve endings my body well knows. Pinks, purples, shades of red skin. Touching you is ecstasy again and again. Pussy is hope, pussy is fate. I pray for heart-compatible mates, so that I may offer your cosmic riches every divinely guided day from the gates. Pussy has pentacles, magic combined, in roses and apple blossoms to find. Empowering pussy is safety to all systems, vines intertwine, masculine and feminine. Creations create, love protects you, presence is power, pussy is truth. Pussy Princess! This journal I got at a thrift store for $3. At the front it says Faith Moves Mountains. Loved the front. I love the pinks and purples. I thought it was very suitable for Pussy Princess. On the inside it leans a little bit more towards church. I just want to emphasize, maybe repeat, that I have no problems on the religion. I have problems with an establishment that uses religion for power. Starts with a C. Has those kinds of vibes to it. It's like he, sacrifice all of you, he, like those kind of quotes at the bottom. I know they are Bible quotes, so I don't want to do full disrespect or anything. They turned into flowers for me. I kind of pussified this church journal, and I thought that was funny and hilarious to mention. The reason why I'm showing y'all this, I do devotional work towards my pussy, yes, as an empowering thing. I am doing this kind of rotation between personal altar of myself, potentiality, seeing myself as legacy, and seeing, you know, the power of my pussy as another entity, and that way I can also do devotional work to that. Not only me doing devotional work to respectable gods and goddesses of many pantheons, which I do as well. I'm working currently with Mother Gaia. Also wanted to do kind of a devotional thing for myself. Last season, to be honest, last candle, this is how I'm rotating between legacy and pussy princess. There is a theme between that. When I am focusing more on my legacy, that is leaning towards more of my masculine energy, highlighting it, reminding myself of that energy that I have with myself, how it's also tempered down as well. I switch in between having feminine energy, which is the pussy princess, nightly reflections. I do write in journals every day, but I don't write in an entry at nighttime or evening time, and that's what I do with this. Write more, bringing out sensual energy, allowing my intuition to really have a spotlight, try to build the trust with my intuition as well. This is all part of my self-care. Journaling is a big part of my self-care. These two are my daily journals. This one, longer reflection, also has like monthly, like the monthly page you can also fill out. Yeah, this is my monthly page. That's how much I write, you guys. This daily journal is a little bit more about synchronicities, short-term thoughts, more of my random thoughts that I want to pattern graph. I'm just like, why do I have these random thoughts? Why am I thinking about, like, what's coming to mind right now are crocodiles? I would write that down. If I saw 2 more signs of crocodiles somewhere else, I would write it down. The notice about crocodiles, for some reason, let me write it down. On this side are lists that I keep track of. Each page is filled out within a week. On this side, I write a list of, currently this week, I'm writing a list of things to stop and smell in my garden. I used to operate on, to be honest, never being satisfied. I was always so focused on my big picture goal that it felt like, okay, yes, I was receiving stuff and I was receiving level ups, but I just wasn't appreciative of them. They weren't like my big final picture. I'm writing a list about things I can just stop and smell the garden of. I'll share what I wrote today. Taking pictures with confidence and security. Loving taking pictures and being the model. Help me form this list. It's things I never thought I could achieve when I was younger, and that was solely because I never believed in myself. No one believed in anything I was doing. Like my family and the friends I chose growing up, was constantly surrounding myself in environments that never celebrated me, even if I was doing good. There was a lot of moments in my life where I just didn't give a fuck about anything, and I didn't try for absolutely anything. There was a dark 3 years where I didn't give a fuck about anything. I didn't care about achieving anything during that time. To kind of bring this list back from childhood and then those really dark years, I really have accomplished a lot. Highlight the fact that I love taking pictures, being the person who takes the photos, because I love my artistic eye, and being the model of it. Those 2 things are huge accomplishments for me from my childhood. I never was happy to be in pictures. First of all, I didn't think I had the equipment to take the photos because I grew up poor. Because of I didn't have the equipment, why try? It's just a whole esteem issue, and now I'm just constantly happy to be taking the photos and being the model. Journaling goes so much to my self-care. I journal absolutely every single day. I have journaled every single day since 13. Took a year break because of, actually didn't even take a full year break, but I did take a break after my accident for obvious reasons. This is my dominant hand. I literally physically couldn't write because it was in a cast, all fucked up from like healing. Not to like shame my hand, not to shame my healing. Not to call it fucked up, like stuck like this. And then it was stuck like this at one point. was in February the following year. My accident was in July, so I'm really grateful that I beat the surgeon's odds in a year. I'm pretty sure they also say a year to give like a really long point, just so if there is like greater healing in between. What a miracle. Reading is self-care. I love reading Dan Brown's books. This is my last Dan Brown book already. So happy I caught up just in time. He's been teasing that he's writing a new book. I lost the bookmark, no. I think I was on, like, what page am I on? Ugh. Whatever. Losing things is such a trigger for me. Really shamed for losing stuff when I was younger. I'm on chapter 11, page 70. I'm getting hungry. I normally fit in reading first thing. It's a little difficult for me to try to find reading time after I get things going. No, I'm in full presence and relaxation, and I think that's the issue. That just shows I don't really put myself there during the day as much. Love to do other things when I'm like up and active throughout the day, and as of right now, crocheting is just such a big thing I love to do. The whole weaving process, not only that, I love to crochet while I watch stuff. When I ran out of yarn the other day, it almost made me feel like, oh my gosh, I don't want to just sit down and watch something. I just want to do the other stuff. It helps me actually sit still. Before crochet, I didn't really watch that much TV anymore. I just kept constantly doing stuff to distract myself instead. Lately, I was on a rotation of watching an anime, Spanish show, and a K-drama. Kind of slowly phasing into watching more YouTube. I never used to be a YouTube person where I watched that as like entertainment. Even when I made a YouTube, I didn't really do that. I only ever watched one creator before continuously, and that was Hitomi. I still watch their stuff. I'm finding, like, actively seeking other creators to watch on YouTube that align to me. I love watching other people's vlogs. If they're more witchy, if they're crocheting, if they're on a more creative scale where they are living outside of conventional society expectations. I'm trying to find those people. It feels like self-care. I've felt alone in the stuff I'm doing. I'm trying to, you know, invite more into my life, seeing that there's actually a whole other fucking world of people out there. I just gotta go find it. Look at my writing. See, it's blank page, my writing. I like it. Pussy Princess. Thank you for... Having and resting with my pui pui is also a moment of self-care. This connects me with my childhood and inner child all at the same time. Yes, it's a Pokemon blanket. Brings me so much comfort. Sleep somewhere without it, I have a really hard time. The way that I wrap myself in this is just like one arm has to be in one nook and then the other one has to be in another one, but they have to be like separately touching, and then I lean my head on it in a certain way, and pui 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 pui. Pui is blanket in Cambodian. Pui! I didn't really have a nickname for this blanket. My original childhood blanket was named Sally. It was a Precious Moments blanket, the same size, but my dad threw it away when I was in Laos because it was all ripped up, but still, and so rude. That's okay. I have this one. I think this was written in the stars.
for how much I love to play Pokemon Go. I think Pokemon was meant to be in my life, but the thing is, I never grew up with Pokemon in terms of watching it. I don't really remember any episodes ever, or never really played the games so intensely to remember the storyline of the game. When Pokemon Go came out, that was when I was really into Pokemon. Growing up around it, I didn't mind it. It was not like I didn't like it. I was gonna show more things and on different days, but this is actually all I do in terms of self-care and cleansing. This video is already getting a little bit longer anyway. Aside from Pussy Princess, which is not every day, try to do it every day. The reason why I say try is because there will be some days where I randomly will go out to go grab food, or there'll be just like a random day where I'm just out and doing stuff. If I don't do this in the evening, I don't beat myself up for it. I could do it earlier in the next day or whatever. It is something I want to stick with until the candle goes to the bottom, because that's just my devotional work. My journals, reading for the most part, but crocheting for sure. Those are complete self-care things that I do every day. Salt cleanse is something I do once a week. Thing you saw earlier, what I say in the shower, what I do with the sage and the anointing oil, I also do those every day. That's part of my spiritual cleanse. And the bell, I know it couldn't be heard clearly, as I have put in little quotations, I have said I'm cleansed, I am blessed, I am holy, bringing in that energy in. Ah, I sing with it at the end. Those are ways I like to keep myself completely spiritually cleansed, emotionally cleansed, mentally cleansed. Mentally from the journals, along with the emotional ways. I'm really trying to think if there's anything else I do. No. I showed you my dailies and a weekly thing I do. That is all I do. I am open to learning about more practices. I'm trying to live my life on a more HYGGE self-care lifestyle. That's more of simple living, enjoying the beauty in the mundane, tapping into, oh, I love having hot drinks, oh, I love doing this. It's just loving the slowness. That's the season I'm in. I know what stimulation feels like. I know what excitement feels like. I don't omit myself from that. I'm still very much a person who's motivated by the excitement, motivated by wanting stimulation in the day, in the week. I still have those things. I'm human. I honor those. I know I'll always get things going. Something new for me to introduce is loving slowness so much. Having that duality. Oh, I decided to have a slow life, so now I'm gonna do everything slow and never have stimulation ever again. No, I'm not like that. If I know there's nuance to be held, enjoy both sides of things, I'm gonna indulge in that. That's fun for me. I find it's great to learn about healing and self-care, but if you know there are things that may work for you, isn't so much on the everything needs to be divinely relaxed state, honor that. There was a moment when I was getting into my spirituality where I was shaming myself hard for not being able to rest. I've also learned that's also part of my journey, which is learning how to slow down. All I've ever known is movement. There could be people dealing with the flip side of that, you know, learning how to make movement because all they've ever known is stillness. To each and everyone's own journey. Trying to learn to enjoy me, my alone time, my cave time, especially since I am meeting people aligned to me, ground myself a lot and remember all the lessons I kind of learned being in this cave of Reno. Before, I could see how I would drop my passions and drop the things that would get me excited just to be around people who didn't even get excited over the same things as me. Therefore, we just kind of just had a very meh connection. We weren't lighting each other's fire. Now I don't ever want to be in that. Not to say I only look for connections that match my energy up to like my energy and fire. Have to have the same passions, or like I want to always remember who I am no matter who I'm around and no matter where I go. Self-care routines I do and loving it, genuinely loving on it. I love my journals, I love my crochet, I love my spiritual and devotional practices. That's the essence that'll keep me as me, that have kept me as me in this new season so far. Maintaining that is crucial for the things that I'm trying to go for. Cheers to my self-care. I swear, I feel like I want to add more things, but why do I need to have like 15,000 things for self-care? This is my self-care. Did I not just say simple is also self-care? Here I am like, oh my god, I don't think I do enough self-care things for this video. But these are genuine things I do. They are actually enough to keep me not only balanced, but in a little bit of an overflow state. Do you feel energetically in overflow? Don't share that energetic overflow every day and to everyone. I actually I'm patient to where I can extend that overflow. While I am patient to extend that overflow, more overflow builds up. And in the meantime, I do me. My self-care season has been loving on myself entirely, came into a huge epiphany last night about how I was holding on to a lot of shame and guilt for even saying I'm not working right now. But when I meet new people in Reno, it's so hard for me to say I'm not working. I feel shame about that. I feel like, okay, I'm not doing enough. What's the point of me being here in Reno? What's the point of me living as a person or having help from someone if I'm not even working? It's a hard thing for me to finally be like, you're not working. If I'm being so truthful with myself, I haven't been working since I stopped OnlyFans, since I stopped Twitter as in marketing myself on OnlyFans through Twitter. I stopped doing that at the end of winter, in the beginning of spring this year. I've been saying my writing projects are working, my video editing is working, working into that just so I can feel respected or seen by the people I meet. Why am I still proving that to people? If I'm being so for real, even when I share my life online up until this point, it was so hard for me to say I'm not working right now. I haven't mentioned that on YouTube. Up until this point on YouTube, I've been like, no, I'm working. I'm doing all this. I'm doing the best I can to get out of my situation. I'm doing the best I can to make it big. I'm doing the best I can to build a legacy of myself. I swear I'm trying. I'm showing you guys I'm trying. So much of that still, like, guys, I'm trying still. But who am I doing that to? Yesterday, on October 13, I had a moment. I'm okay with not working. I fucking deserve this. I need this. There are so many phases of entrepreneurs, not even just specifically entrepreneurs. It's human to have a period where you're not working. Sure, maybe you don't know how long that period is. It can go from fucking couple weeks to a couple months. Maybe it's a whole fucking year. There are periods where people need to just fucking stop for a second. COVID was that for all of us. It was my first realization, to be honest, where I was like, oh shit, yeah, I did need to slow down, holy fuck. To actually have a moment where someone was giving me a place to stay, not pressuring me to leave, to actually figure my shit out on such a deeper level where I finally know what I want to do, not forcing things to happen because I was getting external pressure. In the meantime of quitting OnlyFans, I was trying other things. Should I market tarot readings? Should I try to do spiritual coaching? Should I look for this avenue here? Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I count on YouTube? Should I count on Cameo? So many things that I was still trying up until this point. It was until yesterday where I was like, maybe I'm just not fucking working right now. And I just have to fucking honor that. The reason why the other things were not working out for me, even though I'm on this spiritual path, is because I'm just solely not meant to fucking work. I really do know what I'm doing here. I can see it on such a bigger scale. For that fucking reason, I need to chill the fuck out. I can see something really big happening. No, I'm in the beginning of it still. Fetal position of it still. That I need to rest as that fetus. I'm trying to make moves as an adult when I'm still a fetus. I need to rest. I need to absorb. I need to just receive. How can I receive intel and intuitive guides when I'm just constantly trying to force stuff? You know what's so crazy, y'all? I made up my mind last night about how I'm going to accept this rest and resting period. Tell me how today in my journal, as I was journaling, this wasn't a thought when I woke up, but as I was journaling, I fucking knew what I was gonna do. I don't want to share it and I'm not gonna share it just yet. I'm not gonna share it until I get it rolling a little bit. Find that whenever I get excited about a career path, I definitely share it right away because I think I want validation in that. This time I kind of want to just, for once, I'm not making myself jump on it. Something I actually started already, but it's a thing where I'm not gonna force myself to do it right now because I know it's what I want to do as a career. Okay, I finally know what I want to fucking do. Let me sit in this. Let me make sure even. Let me sit on it for a day, maybe even a couple days, see if it's genuinely something that I want to do and sink into. It's not gonna go away. If this is gonna be my career, why would it go away? Of course, it can alter as my life alters, but right now as my career, if it's for me, why would it go away? With all my other advances to make money, I just wanted that like validation to receive money from it as well and like act on it right away because I was just like, oh, it's for me, it has to be for me. This is the intel for it, obviously. If I wasn't even patient with it, why would it work? It was almost a thing where the thoughts would come so fast and then they would leave as fast. I didn't really sit on it. Register if it was for me or if it was an egoic thing to be like, no, here, try something else. The thing that I feel certain about, it's a childhood dream. That's how I know not even a little, that's how I know it's for me. It's a childhood dream. I'm gonna continue this slowness, let those motivating juices form, and as soon as I know it's the time, a schedule is gonna be made around it. There's gonna be a routine about it. Just know it. I see it for myself that I can put myself back on a working schedule routine. I'm good at that. I'm really good at putting myself on a strict routine. I know it might not look like that to y'all, but when I actually have something in mind, that routine is solid. Until then, until I need to put that strict scheduling into place, I'm just gonna honor the grace of rest. And that part is the new part for me. Rest with me. Rest with me. I'm sorry if I didn't give any tips on like what y'all can do out of what I do. If y'all are not on a spiritual vibe in terms of spiritual items of cleansing and things, if there is something I do want to encourage out of my routine, it's to journal. It's to go grab that journal. You don't need an expensive one at all. My first journals were from the dollar store. I still get journals from the dollar store. Fit your budget. Doesn't take a lot to buy a journal or a pen. Rest is free. Penny for your thoughts. Encourage you to find your own patterns, find more of yourself through that. That's where the self-care starts. What do you actually need? Listen to yourself. Don't just go watching all these self-care videos. They're great for inspiration. At the end of the day, you know what feels good for you. Do it. Do what feels good for you, not on a dopamine high, something you can do every day that genuinely puts you in a place of relaxation, that calms you down for half an hour every day. That's what I encourage you to find. So explore what that half an hour of slowness is for you, and please write it down in the comments. Let's do this self-care thing together. We take care of ourselves to be able to take care of anything else. We got this.